Hey Pisces, welcome to High Priestess Healing Tarot, where you are the High Priestess, you little psychic baby. Say it, Pisces, I am the High Priestess. This is a Maruka X deck. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, Ancestors, Archangel Michael. Please help me in pulling insights for the High Priestess Collective. Highest timelines, highest messages. Yeah. For the High Priestess Collective. All right, hit me with your best shot. No reversals in this one. Wild Child. This is like a wild, what do you call it? Like a wild card. So you're showing up as like wild card energy. Maybe surprising yourself or surprising others. Maybe specifically with something that you've said or something that you're creatively expressing through word, sound, writing. The wild, rebellious side of you keeps people on a roller coaster. You're not afraid to break the rules and rebel against authority to achieve your goals. So this came up recently. It's like stepping outside whatever conformity or normatives or expectations or obligations are present. This is you. It looks like, specifically with this red over the mouth, it looks like it's coming from your mouth. So what are you, this is like speaking out in a way that, speaking out, creating, expressing in a way that is authentic to you. So it's soul liberating, but it appears wild to those who have not let themselves be their organic, innate wild. So it's like, you know, then you can get into the philosophical of like, well, is it really wild if it's innate, you know? But it's like people who aren't letting themselves do this are going to look at this like, oh, this is feral. I love when people use that word. What's interesting is the contrast, right, of the background. So the background is muted, but the mouth right now is lit red. So that also makes me think that something to do with your background was or has been muted, or perhaps you used to play it safe when it came to expression, word choice, sound, music, singing, anything relating to the mouth. Not afraid to break the rules to achieve your goals. So whatever this liberation is through your mouth, through your expression, throat chakra energy, it's actually moving you closer to something that you want to experience in your life. Whether that's a professional goal, a familial goal, relationships, personal healing, spiritual healing. Let me get one more. I love this deck. Smash that love button if you haven't already, Pisces. Whoa, descendant. You come from a long line of healers, herbalists, and wise folk. Their ancient knowing resonates today deep in your spirit. Oh. You will know yourself by knowing them. So this is, you unlocked something that was generational in terms of expression. So those in your line who are not allowed to express, show up, speak, create, sing, whatever the throat chakra thing is, it's mouth related. This feels like learned that, like you knew that, you held that generational knowing of like, oh, my line, my ancestors have never been able to do this. And like maybe your living lineage looks down on whatever this expression is. Or they don't agree with it, or they don't know about it, something like that. So by you doing this, you obviously wild yourself. That's healing for your own spirit. But then it does what plant medicine does. I think when we break generational curses, plagues, wounds, you know, in medicine circles, they say like when you sit with the medicine, it heals 7 lines forward and 7 lines back. Generations, I should say. 7 generations forward, 7 generations back. Even if you don't witness the change, it like has a ripple effect out. That's what this feels like. There's a ripple effect out. Forwards and backwards. Oh my God, look at where the red is too. Eyes, mouth, throat. But look at the throat. This is such beautiful decor, this necklace. But at the same time, red over the neck like that makes me think like there was constriction. Wow, wow. Let's go deeper into this Pisces. Show me Pisces wild child energy. Wild child. 3 of Cups. This looks like you're actually having fun doing this. Or you're in a group setting doing this. And there's an elevation, ascension, light. There's something light about you doing this. Look, the combo of white and red. So you're either like speaking this to 2 or 3 more people, and all of you rise by doing this. Something about like community, group, family support, friendship support in this, but it also adds like joy and harvest to your experience. Holy F. The Hierophant. This is, okay, so the Hierophant's a higher level spiritual teacher. But this also feels like, see how the Hierophant has 3 faces? One facing forward, one facing back, one facing the other side. It's a nod towards the High Priestess, the triple moon crown. And how the High Priestess had to teach at night to avoid persecution. And the Hierophant was doing the same thing, but was doing it like openly out, not avoiding persecution because he was allowed to. That's this energy. Something here like you're doing something that people would have been persecuted doing. This Hierophant also feels like they conspire to help you do this. Or they did conspire to help the High Priestesses do this. Show me one on that, what I'm seeing. This is the change. Number 5s are change. Oh my God. This I love this Ace of Wands. This is the witch in her apothecary. Mixing up her cauldron potion. Okay. This is very much a... When I use the word witch, I use it in a high regard. I'm not saying it in a bad way. Okay. There's some kind of protection. I can't tell if this was past or if this is now, or maybe it's the same thing. Maybe there's no distinction there. Whatever it is that you are expressing now, it's like liberating the mouth. There's joy and fulfillment and ascension in you doing this. This could also be like, oh wow, passed on loved ones who are celebrating this rise, celebrating this wildness. And this Hierophant, Ace of Wands, this is a layered message here. So the Hierophant, Ace of Wands, 1, this is some sort of spiritual teacher, spiritual protector who's got like eyes in every direction. And this one, I just read about this recently. This Hierophant specifically is of the dark. And dark does not always mean bad. I read that if you are from a line, if I get choked up, just like roll with me. If you're from a line where hold on, just give me 1 second, sorry. If there is a lot of demons in your line and you're the one that is aware of them, you woke to them, right? And now you're choosing to essentially slay those dragons one by one. It could mean, only take this if this resonates, the familial line was plagued with darkness, but not, was plagued with darkness that needed to be transmuted. Darkness does not mean bad. Darkness can be power too in a positive way, right? It's how you use it. It feels like there's a lineage here that essentially is like it's like possession, and I don't want to get super spooky if it's like freaks people out, but it's like possession. It's like the less awakened you are to your center, your inner voice and your spirit, the more susceptible you are to, I'm using the words demons and entities loosely, but the more susceptible you are to demons and entities, essentially like finding host in your vessel, in your, it's not your soul, but it is your vessel. It is like the humanness and the ego. The ego is way more susceptible to being hosted than your soul is. Your soul that's limitless, that's infinite, that's always pure. But if you've ever witnessed someone in the rings of like addiction, right? You can see when that person has been like turned over to the other. You know what I mean? Am I saying this clearly? You can see on the person's face and eyes when the addiction, the entity of addiction, that's the demon. It's the entity of addiction. You can see on the person when they've been taken over, when they've now officially become host. And it's, of course, there's a spectrum and there's a timeline with that. And when I'm bringing up this is such a heavy comparison. If you're from a line where that is dominant, that is pervasive in some way, and maybe it's not as intense as addiction, maybe it's like alcoholism, codependency, enmeshment, physical abuse, sexual abuse, verbal abuse, all of these things lead to a disconnect from center and spirit. And when we have a disconnect from the soul, that is when we become susceptible to being hosted by entity, energy, demonic energy. Again, using those terms loosely. This families that have that, when there is a curse breaker, when there is a cycle breaker in the family, what happens in the healing is like all of the chains that the entities have placed on all these individuals, past, present, and future, slowly begin breaking. And it might not be 100% cure for everybody, but what happens is the ones who become freed as a result of your wild liberation, wildness, they then become protectors, but they remain in the darkness because they were in the darkness always, and it was darkness for good or darkness for bad. And it's like if they experience darkness for bad, now as they're free, they're going to be living in this like darkness for good. And I'm using such basic terms, sorry. But this feels like you have protectors in and of the darkness. This is really a specific reading. And what's very beautiful, I love this. Protectors of the dark, protectors in and of the darkness, because they have a different way of protecting and inspiring you. It is like a level of empowerment that reminds you how unbreakable spirit is. And when I say spirit, I mean yours. And this protection that is around you as a result of this is allowing you to do this. Ace of Wands. They want you to cook up something that others weren't able to cook up before. Apothecary, herbalism, some sort of fire-led path. Look at her. Does she look like she wants to like start a fight? No, she's like, I'm just stirring my cauldron in peace, right? And this keyhole peep is like, it's kind of like this guide or these guides, these angels that are like of the dark, in the dark for you though. Just checking in, making sure you're good. So this is also a reminder, like, you are really never alone. There's almost a childlike, child. Wow. Childlike energy here. 3 of Cups, wild child. This is almost like, so if you didn't get to play a lot as a kid, or you had to be an adult very early, there's an energy here of like, the more you express your truth in general, and the more you show up authentically in general, and the more you give yourself permission to play in general, that's also healing. Play is healing. And this is almost like the guides just checking in on the child playing, like making sure, like, you good? Yeah, okay, they're good. This is also Hierophant, Ace of Wands, a brand new spiritual beginning. So you've been, this feels like initiation, initiated maybe by fire, however that resonates with you, initiated by fire into a brand new beginning of creation, cooking. There's something that like only you can stir up, only you can take this wand and move forward with it. And it's like you have the ingredients, and this like commitment to this higher level of creation is specifically for you. It's not repeatable by others. It's not something people can copy and paste. It's like so authentic to your essence, and it's going to be informed by your lineage too, as you continue creating, stirring, cooking it up, whatever this is. It looks like behind closed doors right now. It looks like you haven't opened the door to the store for this to be received yet. It will also be informed by your lineage as you continue moving forward. So it's like, oh my God, it's the flip of like, remember I just talked about you can witness when addiction essentially takes over as in the host, the human vessel, right? Now the flip is happening to you, where like the takeover of the host by addiction is dark in a depleting, sad, tragic way. The flip is going to be your lineage, ancestors, descendants, and I want to say ascendants, are going to speak and create through you. And you'll know it's happening because you will feel moments of, am I a fucking robot? Like, why did I just say that thing? Or like, I don't even know where this idea came from. Or I'm too tired to actually execute on this, but then you do it anyway. It's them essentially being like, thank you for allowing us to treat you as host momentarily for this higher level good, higher level spiritual teaching, higher level spiritual creation, whatever this is. Smash the love button for this, whatever you're witching up. Okay. Oh, Lord in heaven. For some of you, this is actually the paternal line. For me, that felt very maternal line because I always like leaned that way. But for some of you, if you have specifically been working on the paternal side, the Emperor is here confirming that. This is also you being this like liberation of expression, mouth, words, sound, against the contrast, against like the mutedness or the conformity of whatever it is that you're from, your background, right? This background is muted. This puts you in a leadership position, stable and secure too. And this is also big Aries energy. We have Saturn and Neptune both in Aries. Well, yeah, Saturn will be in Aries as of, I think, tomorrow. This is what I'm talking about. I feel like Saturn moving from Pisces to Aries is going to feel like all of a sudden that water is lit on fire. Have you ever seen like water on fire? The top of water on fire? It's like it's jarring to witness it, but it's also like, what is this otherworldly thing that's happening in my 3D? That is the energy here. What is this otherworldly thing happening in my 3D? This mix of water, now it's on fire. Saturn into Aries, Neptune into Aries. I would expect that as your new norm. The water that's on fire. In a way of like, it's like initiating change. You were initiated and now you're an initiator, but not for others, for change, for creation, for expressive, authentic ways of speaking, engaging, creating, selling, teaching. Give me one more on this Hierophant, Ace of Wands. Seven of Wands. Okay. Another bird here. Okay. This is like a little spice. Have you ever heard the term bird brain? Like, oh, the person's such a bird brain. Just such a mean thing. If you came across or people had a misconception of you as being bird-brained, that actually served as protection, and it might still also serve as protection. My best friend always reminds me, she's like, let people sleep on you. Let them not see you coming. It hits so much harder when you rise and are like, surprise. I had to like train my ego to be like, okay, it's okay for people to like not think I'm as smart as I am, or not think I'm as creative as I am, or spiritually tapped in, or business savvy. Like I'm all of those things. And a lot of people have thought I'm bird brain and that's okay, because they slept on me. It's like they didn't see me coming. There's a gift in that. There's also spiritual protection in that. And there's like some element of like purity in that too. This is also a reminder, your spirit guides, your ancestors, they will always communicate with you in messages and signs that you are open and willing to receive. So if you need to set energetic boundaries, like, hey, please don't come to me as apparitions. That's a rule we have in my house, because that fucking freaks me out. I always tell them, speak to me through my favorite tarot readers, or speak to me through these 3 specific signs in my 3D world, and I will know, you know. That's also this. So 7 of Wands, yeah, it's boundaries in the traditional tarot for my Tarot Academy students, past, present, and future. But the 7 of Wands as boundaries is also energetic with the other side of things, which is really who you're communicating with right now, is your loved ones on the other side. Tell them, I receive messages from you best this way. Tell them exactly where to deliver the messages. It's like sending mail. This is my P.O. box address. Send it here. That's literally what this is. 7 Wands and that Ace of Wands, that is 8 of Wands. So this is like this expression, this unlocking of the mouth, it is going to catapult you forward. There are going to be people who are surprised by this. Cool. Celebrate that. That's fun. You have a support team here. It feels a little bit more on the spiritual side, but there definitely could be 2 or 3 people who like really, really, really support this and or are walking this with you. There's a mask that came off. I don't know if I want to go into that. Give me just one on the mask. There's a mask that came off. There's a mask that came off. Get the fuck out. Mask. You had a mask on to keep things... What is this? You had a mask to keep things balanced. You had a mask on to... You learned that. It's off though. It's off in both cards. You had a mask on to keep things balanced. That might have been a little bit of like your ancestors guiding you, like, for now, keep this. For now, we need you in this mask. That might have been intelligent design of protection, you know? For the family tree. Other people had that mask too. You are really allowing the spirit of your ancestors to be experienced in this material realm and the spiritual realm, the way in which like their soul contracts or their purpose or their higher order always, it was like always meant to be, but they just couldn't crack the codes. They couldn't uncover the truth. You know, I'm looking at that like it's Torah. They couldn't uncover the truth, but you did, or you are. And this is another card of stability in your material realm. So it's like everyday waking life. Because the mask, the knowledge, and the tree, you hold both of those things in your possession. So that understanding now is actually it's like a superpower. It's tools in your belt. 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, you did the work here. You also, so this feels like people didn't tell you these stories. It's like you got snippets of different aspects of the line, and you essentially like strung together a tapestry of like, oh, this is what the fuck happened. The red keeps popping. And she's weaving a mask. What? This is higher level. You put something together in the family history that like other people didn't want to talk about, didn't want to admit, didn't want to look at, something like that. You put it all together. You figured it all out. And it probably started with your mask. Like that was the jumping off point. Give me one more so I can close this side. The pentacle he's standing on. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. Claim it, Pisces. I claim my 10 of Cups for me, for my line, for my family. Emotional fulfillment and alignment is my birthright. And look at her resting on the rainbow now. She's like, I got it. I lined everybody up. I got it like that. That pentacle he's standing on, 10 of Cups. So it's like twofold. Yes, this is like the story of the family, but it feels like you put together what was out of alignment and you are the one putting the alignment back together. Well, expect that, Pisces. This is your reward for seeing all the different aspects of light and shadow. It really started with self, or it has started with self, and you're weaving all of that together now. Okay, a message from the Descendants. 9 of Cups. Look, the keyhole. The keyhole. What is this keyhole? A message from the Descendants, the keyhole. You've been pouring transformation and joy into the keyhole. They couldn't find the key. They couldn't unlock it. Maybe some of them found the hole itself, but didn't have the talisman to unlock it. But you are. It looks like there's still more happening here. And down here, it's interesting. There's 3 cups right here. 3 cups right here. This is not saying like you have so much more familial like work to do. This might be if you've been doing this for a while, this may be an invitation to celebrate and acknowledge the victory of your own personal healing and how it has and will continue to ripple out into the lineage. Message from the Descendants, 9 of Cups. This is also a reminder, prioritizing your authentic joy, authentic experiences that feel like fulfillment is also a way to unlock the healing for the line, especially if your line could not prioritize joy or fulfillment for whatever reason. Stunning. And 9 of Pentacles, look at this, aligned pentacles. You, between worlds, the cups, which is water, the pentacles, which is earth. You've done a great job of like weaving shit together behind the veil, in your life, in the subconscious, in your consciousness. This is somebody who put it all together or is putting it all together. And you can like enjoy something now. There's poppies here. Okay, let's do this. Those cards are so intense. I love them. They're so intense. A message for Pisces moving forward. Oh, these cards. 5 of Swords. There's going to be a change in the mind around working with spirit guides, or change in the stress that's been like placed on the mind as you've been like doing this healing journey on your own. It looks like there's more weaving over here. So it's like, if you are on this healing journey and like you stress yourself out or like put too much pressure on yourself around the healing, This is saying like you're allowed to take a break and like go out and do something fun. There's an emphasis here on like play, adventure, fun, something new. 3-3, believe anything is possible too. So there's like, yeah, this feels like there's a need for hope, a need for play, a need for, hey, recognize what's been done and like don't forget to live for you. Sometimes we can get caught up in like, I'm doing it for the line, I'm doing it for the line, I'm doing it for the line. That can serve as great motivation in the beginning. And at some point, the priority is live for you. And the line will follow. And you have 9 here. That's divine path. This is the year of the 9. Oh my God. Do you want to guess what's at the bottom of the deck? Guess. Ready? 9 of Cups. Again, look at all the yellow in these 2 9s. Here's solar plexus. Here's heart chakra. I think that's confirmation. Don't forget to live for you. It's beautiful that you have so much love for the line. Living for you will heal the line. And they're going to speak directly through you as this, you are like a golden vessel for them. Oh my God, this might bring you cash money, baby. Whatever they have you cooking up, creating, this new torch that they've given you, you know, like holding the torch. This new torch may bring you to a level of increased wealth, stability, security, or health improvements that really amplify options, amplify new pathways, new opportunities. But you're showing up as a golden vessel that's essentially like a conduit. Gold is enlightenment. Gold is also associated with higher levels of consciousness. This also feels like there's nothing that you really need to do for this except prioritize joy, fulfillment, what really lights me up, what really allows me to be creative and expressive. What are some different ways I can employ that for myself in my everyday life through hobbies, interests, classes, maybe new career paths, maybe travel, like whatever the thing is. When they need to speak through you and create through you, they're going to. This is not going to be something that you need to turn on and off. This is something that you'll feel it. You're going to be like, oh, this is them having me do this thing because it doesn't really make so much sense to me. But it's also going to bring you, look, this treasure chest. This is, when they say generational wealth, this is the generational wealth. This is like, oh, continuous security, continuous opportunity for expansion, continuous ideas, continuous healing that allows for my vibration to ascend so that I am now in attractor mode versus survival or chasing mode. You unlocked this treasure chest for you and the line, specifically through your mouth. Can I get one more? I'm going to use this Thoth Tarot. One more, just for Pisces. One on Pisces. They said 2. 7 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords, failure, peace, the Chariot. Wow, 7-7 alignment. Whatever, has there been a perceived failure? Something that you spent a lot of time doing, working on, focusing on. A perceived failure in your 3D. It looks like the perception of that failure actually led to or is leading to peace of the mind and then ultimately success and movement forward. The Chariot being the only major arcana means that like this is soul travel, like long-term travel, transformational travel. I say travel, it could just mean like movement forward or promotion because the Chariot is the golden victor. Isn't that wild? You are your line's golden victor. They may have taken some of you, off of a path because it was too conformed. And they said, I totally get why you're doing that. We have so much fucking more for you over here. Or they're doing that to you now. And see how like this progression goes from dark and dismal, just like the background I'm saying background of the card, but background also means your background, our background, right? Gray, dark, dismal. Okay, now it's starting to light up. It's faint, but it's lighting up. And then, boom, the fucking vibrancy of the golden victor. Protection all around this one. I want to go so hard into that card. We don't have time. Okay, 7-7 is alignment, though. Trust what's happening wherever you are in the timeline of this journey. They're bringing you somewhere else. And it's going to be more joyful. There's more fun where this is going. There's more fun. Play is pivotal. You know? Yeah, death at the bottom, transformation. This death card feels so symbolic because I am feeling your dead folks, right? But it's also this like presence of the dead to protect and move you forward into this golden era, this golden victor, this golden joy and fulfillment. And that's like, again, ascended consciousness, but I also feel like there's some tangible results coming for you in your everyday life. Smash that like button, Pisces. Holy shit. I love this. Okay, Pisces, we got something fun and mystical coming down the pipeline. Stay tuned next week. Hold my hands. I'm sending you so much Reiki love and healing. Take a gentle inhale through the nose. And a soft release out through the mouth. Nice and slow. Savoring your peace at the bottom. And claim it, Pisces. I am the golden victor of my line. Yes, you are, babe. See you later.